Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here with Flight 8 of our A2A Ownership Challenge 2026. We're here in Key West with the Chaos Machine, and we're heading up to Cedar Key, Florida, up the Gulf Coast to I believe it's considered the shortest runway in Florida. So let's get started. Yeah, we got Drunk Billy in the chat, Lip Rocketeer, and yeah, many more. Welcome to the stream. Let's get going. Yes. All right. So we filled up. Our gas is expensive here in Key West. So we put on 25 gallons at $11.78 a gallon for 100 low lead. Ouch. My coffee said, yo, I need that livery. Oh man, you're gonna have to talk to Drunk Billy. Say custom livery for Virtual Flight Diaries. But yeah, it is definitely sick. All right, guys. So we are on the VATSIM network and the multiplayer server USA East, if you want to fly along. It said, Drunk police says they have pay cash for sound on the on fueling. Yeah, ching, ching, ching. It's funny. There used to be. I remember as a kid, uh, the gas pumps actually kind of made that sound when you were filling up. Right. So let's get closed up. I did the walk around before the stream, and everything seems in order. Our battery is a little low, but we should have enough starting power should drain in flight. She has been sitting here. GSX does do it now. Yes, I didn't fill it up with GSX. Unfortunately, yeah, it does a little cash register ding when you take off. All right, just check my controls. Make sure all my bindings are good. All right. So this should be fun. We're going up about 3,000 feet up the coast. Cedar Key has no approaches. It's visual only. It looks like it's going to be VFR, but it's a little, the winds are a little spicy. We're looking at maybe a 6 knot crosswind with gusting up to 12. So that should be interesting to come in on a extremely short runway. So not much room to play with, but that's where the excitement's at, guys. But it's certainly nice to get back into this for about a month now, I think, since we've flown down here to Key West. And been flying jets. So this is going to be nice. This is going to be nice. All right. So we get the battery power can come on. Let's get the beacon going. And you. That looks good. Fuel pump can go on. And we're looking for fuel pressure. There we go. Fuel pump off and prime it. No, that's carb heat. Prime. Yeah, we'll give it 4. It's pretty warm out here. I've been in and out of Key West. I'm becoming a Key West expert, actually. Becoming a Key West expert. All right, crack the throttle. Let's do this. She started right up, nice and warm. All right, we'll bring it down to 1,000. Let it sit here for a minute. And avionics, or that's pitot heat. All right, avionics could come on, and let's get our flight plan in. All right, Auto T 7174 is our squawk.
System test okay.
Get that on, start squawking. Squawking, walking, and talking, right? All right. Get my chart set up here. Keep saying every stream I need a new tablet. iPads are expensive though. All right, so we are going to be taking off runway 9 and heading up. See, the stream would move a lot faster if I could just get a better tablet, right? All right. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. This tablet's as old as Limp. Ain't complaining while finishing setup? No problem. Yeah. Well, the Comanche streams are extremely chill, except for when there's chaos. There's always chaos. That's why this is the chaos machine. There we go. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm used to being an old habit. All right, so CYY is our first waypoint. And then SRQ. And then Alro. So, in the fashion of the way I do this stream, I've created. Um, I didn't let this. This isn't an auto-generated flight plan. I've kind of created my own route, and one of the things is this sticks pretty close to the coast, going up, little off over the water for some visuals. But we do slink out over the Gulf a little bit around Tampa, just in case ATC comes on that we're actually well under the Bravo shelf. We're not VFR, but I figure we wouldn't get rerouted if we're clear of all that. So that was my thinking in creating this. Yeah, visual. We're gonna do so. They're 100 at 100 at 6 was the last one. Actually, it looks like 100 at 11, so that's going to be neat. All right, so we'll do the visual approach. Cedar Key. That gives us a little 3 nautical mile line from the runway, so we can get a good situational awareness with that. If I was flying with you today, I'd be right over there fishing, waiting on you. It said, hey, yeah. All right. I think we're good. All right. So, what is the CTAF for Key West? We have ways of finding that out. I can't see that. What does that say? 119.2? It's a 119.2. On 18.2. I'm busting on limp for being old. Jeez. All right. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, yeah, I had to put them on. I had to put them on. All right, we're just waiting on Billy to give the green light, and we'll head out of here. Yeah, Billy, I think you got something going here with this livery. A lot of people want it. Might have to make you might have to release a version of it on Flight Sim TO. Holden, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I am doing great. We're going to do a nice, relaxing flight up the west coast of Florida. And yeah, so flight 8, we're going to be leaving Florida behind soon. I think our next stop is the Smoky Mountains. I don't know. What do you guys think? We're going to put a poll in chat for flight 8 or flight 9. Well, it says, hey, I'm always down for some East Tennessee flying. It's nice visual terrain up there. It's a nice visual terrain up there. All right, Billy, you ready to go? All right, trim is neutral. Upset. Nice. Aye, aye. All right, let's go. Brakes release. Key West traffic. Comanche 240 Mike, taxiing to runway 9 via Alpha. Key West. I don't know. Southern Florida has been miserable the past couple days. And yesterday evening, I flew out of here and back in here later on that night. Yeah, I didn't finish flying the Simlat until about 3 a.m. last night. Well, I guess 3 a.m. this morning. Get some lights on in here. I mean, it was a nice flight. It just got to be really late because I left Augusta after the stream, flew down to Boca Raton, and then took the last trip from Boca down to Key West. But yeah, it was 3 a.m. But I cleared the trip out, and that way I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to be going on vacation, so I didn't want to have to figure it out before it canceled or abandoned itself. It's pretty cool to think about. This series started. We flew from Ohio when we picked the plane up to Reading, and then Reading up to Providence. In Providence, we went down to Ocean City, New Jersey, and then Newport News, and then from there we went down to Myrtle, and in Myrtle to St. Augustine, and in St. Augustine to here, Key West. So we started out, we were worrying about whether it was going to be icing conditions. It's pretty cool. Just think about it, how this series has kind of evolved. And we'll be ending up thinking about icing conditions probably as we cross Canada at the end of this year. I had to make coffee last night to stay up for your flight. That's rough. All right, so strobes come on, landing lights come on, fuel pump comes on, pitot heat can come on. We are good. We're good. We'll put the mixture in. Let's do a quick run up. Plugs are a little fouled, but it's not too bad. I really should be doing this into the wind. You don't want to do this. Don't do this at home, kids. You want to point your plane into the wind. All right, carb heat. And then we go to idle. Engine's still running. Good. Yeah, I was talking to Holden in Discord last night during the flight, and he was fading fast. Yeah, it was a late one. It was definitely a late one. All right, Key West traffic. Comanche 240 Mike, departing runway 9. A left-hand turnout to the north. Key West. Yeah, I normally we don't usually go that late on the channel, but I wanted to do a double stream because V1 actually kind of sort of asked me at the end of his stream to do it, so I had to plug it in there, get it done. Had to make sure he told his wife that I wasn't to blame for him staying up until midnight. Oh man, nope, I'm the blame. It's my fault. All right, bring it up to 20 on the manifold. Everything's in the green. All right, guys, Toga's in chat. Let's go. Oh, there's a little bounce there. All right, pause the rate. Gear up. That's a little breezy out. Flaps up. Look at that. It must be awesome to fly out of here. It must be awesome. right, climb power's in. Let's go up to 3,000. US traffic 240 Mike passing 1,300 feet, direct Cypress, last call. Pump off. Oh, that looks cool with that GFX. A little bit of a marshmallow here. That's it. We are set. All right, so let's get. So we're actually at our cruise. So let's get our cruise settings in. So we're gonna go. We're gonna do 24 square. Actually, let's do 23 squared and see where that puts us. And what I mean when I say 23 squared, just so you guys know, it's a saying used to mean 23. So I'm putting 23 on the manifold pressure and 2,300 RPMs or 23 squared. All right, that will lean it out. Who's going to be the winner? Cylinder 4. Cylinder 2 is the winner. All right. Bring it back in about 30 degrees richer peak ish. Let that settle in. All right. We are flying. All right. Let's see.
Who's to say if I'm going the right way or where I'm supposed to be? I guess I'll mess it up again. Kinda strange that I'm running in circles when no one is holding my leash. Yeah, I just make.
All right. So we're heading out over the. I don't know what this is. The Strait of. I guess this would just be part of the Gulf of America, right? And the sounds turned down. It was probably very silent for you. Let's get that up. All right, we are cruising. Flight 8 is on the way. Gulf of America. I come down here and go fishing. But I thought it was crazy that it's crazy cool in the fact that A2A simulated the persistence model. Now, it would only be cooler if, because we had this sitting down here for almost a month now down in Key West. If I could disconnect the battery like Skyward Simulations has modeled, because we actually had a trickle drain on the battery, and it was not a full battery. It was a full battery when we left the stream the last time, but it was actually slowly losing charge over the month. That's wild. I've never been fishing north of Key West. Always went out south, deeper water, bigger fish. Yeah, but they don't go. Don't they do the what's it called? Bonefish trips with the skiffs and the pole fishing in the Keys. I had an opportunity to go fishing out of Marathon, but sadly, I never got to go. Yeah, I've seen some of that, and I've done some mangrove fishing as well, but not too much. That's what I'd like to do. The mangrove fishing with my fly rod. I'd like to do some fly fishing in there. I actually like fly fishing. I have a saltwater fly rod that's designed for fly fishing off the beach. Thing is huge. It's a 2-hand cast fly rod, and it's 15 and a half feet long. Oh yeah, we're definitely fighting a little bit of a headwind. I thought about getting into that, but I already have two very expensive hobbies. Yeah. Everything, as soon as you put salt water in front of the name, they just add 25, 30%. It's insane. Just an FYI, 23 squared is 529. Thank you, sir. All right, so we're in level cruise, and we're going to use our put the fuel pump on, and we're going to use our wingtip tanks. As operator, so the owner of A2A, this is his plane, and I was watching one of his videos, and he said for cruise, when you're cruising level fight, you burn off the wingtip tanks first, and then switch to your mains, and you can actually get a longer cruise. So we'll just have to check on that after a while. $23 squares, 520. That, all right, that's funny. I'll still get a chuckle out of that. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us tuning in, we're doing Flight 8 of our A2A Ownership Challenge series. And we just took off of Key West, and we're going to be flying up the west coast of Florida, up the Gulf of America. And we're landing at Cedar Key, just north of Tampa. It is one of the shortest runways in Florida, if not the shortest runway of Florida. And it's looking pretty good. It's got no charts. It's all visual, and looks like we're gonna have some pretty spicy winds coming in. So always up for a challenge. I just hope I don't break our landing gear, because that'll be expensive. So the way we've been doing this model, there's a on the Discord, there is a spreadsheet that we've been keeping track of all of our expenses, whether we had to make any repairs, replace some things, like when we first picked the plane up in Ohio. It was nice red and white, original paint job. And we flew it back to Reading, Pennsylvania. And on the flight, we found out that it was definitely had a damaged prop. And the whole thing was shaking the whole hour and a half, 2 hour flight to Reading. And we had to replace the prop. So we had to spend $22,000 to replace the prop. So we got the upgraded prop anyway. And then we're keeping track of all the expenses. So the paint job, the new livery, that was all figured out. And we're keeping track of all our fuel. Each airport, we're getting the live cost, the current cost of fuel at each airport. And we're tracking it all for the year. And we're going to see at the end of this year, we'll be back at Reading Field in Pennsylvania. That's our home base for this plane. And we'll tally it all up and see how much it cost us to take the Comanche and tour the United States with it, and Canada, because we're going to be crossing Canada. Slim says maybe Scott from A2A is watching and he can model the battery thing. Maybe. Scott, if you're watching. Two things for quality would be a way to disconnect the battery and a cover for when it's sitting on the ramp. That would be cool. Other than that, I absolutely love the plane. It's always been good. It's been good in all the FSX. So you got to spend money to spend money. That's right. And I'll give a shout out because I don't recommend too many planes, but this plane is great. It is. It is absolutely phenomenal. Wait till you try it with the Moza. I can't wait to get my Moza. I have to wait till next week. But the wife has green-lighted me for my birthday to get the Moza yoke. And I'm so excited about getting this Moza yoke. I've already started a collection I've been downloading profiles already from the internet for it. I don't even own it yet. And I definitely have the Comanche profile ready to go as soon as I get that yoke. I just have to figure out how I'm going to mount it. So I'm looking at my desk and I don't know if I have the clearance, so I'm going to have to do some custom stuff. But King Bob's Kingdom, hey, welcome to the stream. That yoke is fantastic. Yeah, I know. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I'm going to get the Moza yoke, and then I'm going to get the AB6, and that'll round out my force feedback controllers. Email says that, as is the Comanche. Yeah, this plane, I don't know. I just love this plane. It's fast. Like, we're serious. So this is about a 2-hour flight, and we're going from Key West to almost North Florida. So we are North Florida. We're going just above Tampa in under 2 hours. So it is a great touring machine. Until Moza will release a full force feedback rudder. I don't know if I'll get a force feedback rudder. I like I have my MFG crosswinds, and they're really nice. And with the dampener, I don't really think I need force feedback on the rudder, but I say that until one expo and I try a force feedback rudder, and I'll be like, I think Wind Control's making a force feedback rudder. You don't need force feedback. You want force feedback. That, all right, that's the statement right there. That's the statement right there. Nobody needs force feedback. Everybody wants force feedback. I can't wait to fly a lot of planes with force feedback profiles. I can't wait to fly the Boeing 737. Like I can't wait for it to feel like a plane. I'll probably have Holden and I do this flight on Saturday since you decided to do this flight during the workday. Yeah, I had to get it done because it's been a while, and I know I usually waited for Saturdays so everybody can join me, and I do feel a little bad about that. I do. But I'm going on vacation, guys, so I had to get it done. Oh, a little turbulence. Here's my guilt trip for you. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it when I made the decision. I knew it. I used to say I don't need a tiller, but I wanted one, and now I can't sim without it. Right? Right? I got my tiller, and I don't think I could. I don't think I could operate this sim without a tiller anymore. The tiller I got is really good. It's a Blackbird Controls tiller. It's on the cheaper price side of tillers out there. Until Wind Control drops their Airbus tiller, but gotta enjoy the vacation. I'm in need of one really bad. We planned ours for September, but here in a couple of weeks, I'm going to Cincinnati to go watch the Mets play. Oh, nice! That's nice to take a trip. Yeah. So I have a vacation in June, which is next week. I have a vacation in July. I have a vacation in August, and I have a vacation I have a long weekend planned in September. I have Thanksgiving and Christmas vacation. It's the privilege of having 30 years of service at my job. I have 5 weeks vacation time, so. Isn't it crazy that we're 6 months into the year already? Right? We're going to blink and it's going to be 2027. You want to say 30 years, nice. 27 here. It's awesome. We're on the downscale. Be retiring soon. Yeah, when we retire, I'll be streaming every day for you guys. That'll be my retirement job. Is this channel. That doesn't happen much anymore. But like years of service at a single job, I guess not. Whoa. Oh yeah, when I retire, everybody needs something to do when they retire. And so that's why I'm building this channel. But a couple years yet. It's not happening anytime soon. Unless, of course, some reason this channel explodes. Then I can retire now. But I still have at least 3 more years. Not all these thunderstorms, man. Hey, Limp, what happened to sunny Florida? Aren't you called the Sunshine State?
You're just a target in a room full of people trying to sell a dream. Got what you wanted, but money fade fast like a summer fling. Was it worth it? It paid your fees, flew overseas. It made you believe in stolen dreams from someone else's fears. If you think about it, forgot how to breathe.
The mountains took it. The Florida mountains.
Like an empire, building towers and breaking heights. You wanted to be her. Well, guess what? You're what you never had. They made you believe in
Keep on. Any tips for the Sovereign? I'm going to learn it when I get home and do a little jet card action. No, it's pretty straightforward. The only thing I could think of is to make sure at takeoff that you on the control column there's the auto throttle button, that you press that, or else your auto throttle isn't going to engage on takeoff. But other than that, it flies really simple. Oh, and make sure, big tip that I learned is make sure that you don't have any extraneous trim wheels or anything on your controls set that you can bump them, because it kills the autopilot. And it'll kill the autopilot on a approach like I did yesterday. But no, it hand flies great. It lands beautifully. Like, your landings will be insane. It floats. It likes to float. And you could get it into a float where you could float outside the touchdown zone. But it'll land sub 100 almost all the time. Listen, I would recommend, if you aren't familiar, watch a video on the G5000. Once you learn that, the plane is pretty simple. That's a good answer. So yeah, so the G5000 is going to be the thing to learn the G5000, because it's not necessarily the default G5000. There's some other quality of life add-ons in the Sovereign. And there's little startup quirks too that you have to learn. Like, you can't just fire the plane up. You have to do, well, that's part of the G5000. You have to do all the bit tests and everything like that. And then the APU is a little bit. You can't just flick the switch over to the start. It's a two-stage switch. It's off, on, and start. You have to flick it to on, and you'll see underneath it is an APU fire button. It does a bit test. And once that light's extinguished, then you can fire up the APU. I guarantee a lot of other people aren't going to realize that, and they're just going to flick it over to start, and they're going to wonder why their APU doesn't start up. Oh, what do we got here? We got there's like a little city here or something? A little beach town? Apocalypse world? Oh, a Sobo in your photogrammetry. All right, let's check on our fuel. Oh, yeah, we're good. These nasty storms, man. Does A2A model rain as a plane wash? No, but that would be a great idea, right? Because we are dirty. We definitely have to get a wash at Cedar Key. It should, right? That's probably an Asobo limitation. I think technically we washed the plane. Yeah, I wonder. I should, as we go through the storm, if it starts raining, I should click the wash plane button and clean the plane up, just to simulate it. So that's Naples. Okay, so it's like is Naples a beach resort town? No, more like a backwoods redneck Florida town. It was been to Naples last year, but it was the real one, not the backwoods redneck Florida town, but rather the real Naples. Gotcha. It's where oh no, it's not Naples. It's Naples, I think some of my wife's family comes from Naples. I think most of her family on the one side comes from Sicily. The delicious pizza kind. What are you talking about? I got delicious pizza right down near the shore house. Yeah, we're definitely simulating that. Yeah, so my wife's family is a collection from all over Europe. Her family comes from Ireland, Scotland, Germany, and Italy. And my family comes from Poland. Both sides. %100% carb genetics, yes. Nice. Formation flying going on. Holt says, that's cool. My wife's mom's side of family is from the Philippines. Oh, really? That's cool. My wife's cousins are from Brazil. So we're just a whole melting pot family. But that's not blood relations. That's married into the family. But her cousin was born here, and she moved back to her grandmother's house down in Sao Paulo. And she met her husband down there, and now she lives down there. They keep talking about going back there to visit, and they would take us with them. That would be really cool. My wife's cousin offered us to come down to visit them down in Brazil, because they have a place down in Rio. All we'd have to do is come up with the airfare. I think I'd mind spending a week down in Rio de Janeiro. But I'm planning a big retirement trip to the British Isles when I retire. We do one of those 20-day tours of UK, Scotland, and Ireland. And the wife keeps saying she wants to visit Germany too, like do like a Rhine River tour. They offer those tour boats, those cruise boats. Tour Germany. That would be cool to go there. I'd love to see the statue in person. The Christ the Redeemer statue? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Although they say My wife's aunt says that the view from Christ Redeemer isn't what you think it is because it's mostly the city. She said the best view is on top of the mountain that's in front of it, which is called Sugarloaf Mountain. You hike to the top of that, and then that gives you a view of all like the beaches. Yes, that's what it is. Viking River Cruises. It's the Rhine River tour. I want to go to Germany so I could taste what beer is supposed to taste like. Now that's cool. That deserves a picture. Yeah, that would be cool. The others, they have different tours in different countries. My mom wants to do one of them too. Yeah. But I am definitely planning a trip to the UK, Scotland, and Ireland when I. You might do a couple you might do one in a couple years. Nice. I'm sorry, Asobo. Take note. This weather right now, we should be bouncing all over the place. All right. I should not be rock steady. This is real. This is medium turbulence. Has anybody used the program Real Turb in the sim? And is it worth it? Yeah, I did one of those tours of Europe in Epcot. Yeah, I went around the world too, Lim, when I went to Epcot. Oh, you don't use it? I just wonder if it'd be worth it, because this just isn't. And does it actually like do like turbulence for like the clouds and stuff like that? Because that's what we really need. I really would hate to buy another product that should be something that fixes something default in the sim. But if it's cool enough and makes things seem more realistic, I'm all for it. Oh, so Captain Candy uses it and it seems to be okay, but then you have yet another thing in the background running. So I guess it really depends on what you want with that. It's in the pipeline, yeah. I think you should hold off on software and get your force feedback first. Yeah, because that force feedback is going to be another thing running in the background. And you're going to there's got to be a point where you have all this stuff running in the background that the main program just is not going to work anymore, right? I'm not a supercomputer guy, but that just seems like common sense. I bet that'll fix the realism that you're searching for. I have a feeling it will too. They say the ability to trim the plane with force feedback is where it's at. Like you could feel, like when I flew, many million years ago, when I flew the 172, you could feel it in the yoke that you were trimmed out right. And that's what they say that force feedback does. And Mose is not very heavy on performance, no. Everybody that has used it has just given it nothing but praise. He said, you're correct. It depends on your CPU and the amount of processes your computer can handle at one time. Yeah, so eventually you're going to reach your limit for your computer. And then that's when you start crashing. You'll just crash the desktop. And just to think about it, how much stuff I have running to stream. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't streaming, I guess. But if I'm making content and stuff like that, it's I have so many processes running. Cameras, OBS, sound modules. I got Stream Deck running in the background. Google's running in the background to, it's, yeah. I think I looked at it. I think I have, when I'm streaming, I think I have something like 12 different specific processes running in the background. So much for the scenic Gulf Coast flight, right? To get a decent laptop and run OBS and stream from it. So my plan was this year, until the computer market tanked and everything's super expensive, was to do what Captain Canada does and run. I was going to build a new computer for Flight Sim, and the computer that I have, I was going to make into a streaming box and dual computer. Have a streaming computer and the regular computer. So then that way all of the RAM and everything else is dedicated to the sim, where another computer is handling all the encoding for streaming. But that opens up a whole nother thing, because now I got capture cards and there's more stuff for sound and everything else. But I wanted to build a 5090 computer. There we go. Yes, nice formation flight. It said, let me send you the company that recently made my computer. They seem to be undercutting other companies. That's how I afforded mine. I'll Discord it to you. All right, awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because I normally build my computers myself. Like my current box I built, I use Micro Center. I usually buy all the components. But I'm not opposed to somebody building me a custom computer. But I really do want to get a 5090. I don't want to settle on the 5080. Also, how do your kids feel about you spending the bulk of their inheritance on Flight Sim? The trick is, Limp, is they don't know. Of course, now they do. Sorry, kids. My kids watch my channel, so that's it. Cat's out of the bag, guys. There's going to be nothing left for you when I go. So I normally do 2, but I did the research and it's pretty much the same price nowadays with the companies, and you get a warranty versus you getting to build when you're building one yourself. Yeah. My computer's warranty is me. I'm the warranty. But yeah, no. Yeah, I guess it was a thing back in the day where you could building your own computer was much better prospect than buying a computer. But you're right. I think it's starting to come around where companies building it. Bob says if you get a 5090, no more worrying about VRAM issues. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. I could bump up the sim. I mean, the sim looks good right now because I use what's it called? Auto FPS. So I can bump things up a little bit. But I'm right now I'm running this is running on a 4070 Ti Super. That's the graphics card I'm on. Now I'm running on a 2K monitor, but I'm not streaming in 2K, so you guys aren't seeing that, but oh, it says I can confirm the 5090 solves all of 24's issues. And you probably running your system holding close to everything being ultra too, aren't you? You're never not worrying on VRAM when you're a Sobo. Yeah. They'll always come. They'll come up with something. But I bet even with the 5090, I bet with the 5090 though too, that even like some unoptimized stuff still gets hit. Yep. Oh, and you're also running 4K monitor. And your LOD and OLOD are set around 200. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so auto FPS has set my terrain level of detail right now is at 116. And my OLOD is at 135. But apparently that's optimized for my frames. Because I have auto FPS deciding for me what's best. and that seems what works for me the best now. King Bob, I have a 5090 Ultra everything at 4K also. Well, you know what that means, guys. I gotta get a 5090. Oh yeah, and some of the default airports are garbage on performance, and I do get stutters at least. In 5090, it doesn't crash though. See, I would also like a 5090 to run, because I run cameras and everything else with streaming, to have the VRAM headroom for all that stuff. I sent you that company. Check them out. I think you'll be surprised. I am definitely going to check that out. Hey, if they come in the right price, then you're going to hear me talking about my new computer coming soon. Yeah, but at least it's a scener thing and not a sim thing. Very true. Slim says, I'm just going to say that Augusta, Georgia airport from TO is free and is great. It is. That was, it looks good, and zero frame hit. Zero frame hit. But that same guy makes a bunch of others. Like I think he makes Santa Barbara, which I have. He makes a whole bunch. I got a bunch of his. I've had that scenery for Augusta since 2020. All right, let's check what our fuel is doing. Probably should turn that off. Don't need that on. All right, we're gonna have to start monitoring closely because we got to switch back to our fuel tank when it gets around a quarter. Actually, I'll say that that's a quarter. Yeah. Now, I don't know. Is that a quarter or is that E? Yeah, let's go. All right, so what's the largest tank? Right side is the largest tanks. All right, so fuel pump on. And we're going to go right main, left off. Everything's still running. Fuel pump off. All right, so now we'll just switch back and forth the tanks. We got to make sure that they're within 15 gallons of each other, if I remember correctly. But guys, one of the things you don't want to do with this plane, and I see a lot of people doing it, including some streamers, is this is not a both option on this thing. If you run this plane with both the mains on, you'll open both valve gates. There's a stop gate or whatever, for lack of a better term, that prevents fuel from left wing going over to the right wing. If you turn both of these on, you're going to get an imbalance because just the motion of the aircraft itself will slosh fuel from one side to the other. So that's one of the things. It's a one on, one off. It's a left and right operating. It said, what is A2A Comanche's 250 ownership challenge? Something you created or started? No, it's actually something they created. In the beginning of the year, they put it out there as a to get everybody hyped about their 2024 version of the A2A Comanche and their persistence model for 2024. That it's some of the most realistic simulation out there for a GA aircraft. So they put it out there that hey, you guys want, you could take up the challenge. And it was, start with a plane and fly it for a year and see how it feels. If it feels like you're owning it. So I took it a step further, having a YouTube channel, that I made a series around it where we're touring the country and touring North America pretty much in the A2A Comanche this year, and keeping track of all the expenses and wear and tear on the plane and everything like that. So no, it was A2A's idea. I just took it a step further than the individual is going with. You took it a step further, being John. No, you guys got into it. You guys came up with a lot of the ideas of what we're doing here. So it's a group effort. We had Billy. Billy made the livery, and he also made the spreadsheet. Oh, that spreadsheet's awesome. I couldn't do anything like that. So yeah, we've pretty much covered the East Coast of the United States in 8 flights. And we've had some expenditures. We had a broken flap coming into Virginia. It broke on landing, so we had to repair that. We've got an avionics upgrade because we started out with the GNS 430, and now we're rocking the GTN 750. So we started off, we have a budget of $250,000 that we're using to pay for fuel, repairs, and everything else as we tour the U.S. No, it broke on landing. I was on approach. And I think what happened was, because it went out, we were able to retract it on takeoff. I think what happened is that because of the persistence model, it slowly broke over time because I wasn't doing my takeoffs properly. And I think the stress of it it slowly broke over. It was slowly wearing down over time, and I think the final straw was the approach into Newport News, Virginia, where I dropped the flaps on approach, and all of a sudden the plane just veered horribly to the one side, almost crashed. Yep, finally snapped the cable. Keyball says, I like the idea. It gives flying a purpose. Digging the GA stream also refreshing change for pace from airliners. Yeah, it's good. And a lot of people have been liking this stream. It's been a very popular stream, the series altogether. And that's another thing too. So every aspect of this is real. So it's I only do it on VATSIM, so we have real ATC, and live weather, live time, so whatever time it is. That's one of the rules. And if we total the plane, it's total. So we have a little bit of consequences. So if we total the plane, it's done. Our trip is done. So, and if we run out of money, our trip is done. So that's the trick to this whole challenge. Well, it's done. Oh, well, thank you, Holden. Yep, Saturday's usually big group flight, usually GA. Usually this series, or I've got to do another members only. That was fun. The members only stream I did. We went fishing in the float planes. But the GA group flights are always a blast. So I think this is Fort Myers, if I'm correct. It says, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Me trying to fly and land a plane, never flown before. That was great. I'm still down for middle of nowhere, Alaska. That's going to be the next trip, guys. We're going to do the middle of nowhere, Alaska. We're going to take the float planes back up again. I'll say, yep. But hey, your engine quit, and you were able to bring it down on the. Luckily we were over a lake. And don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, that stream was a blast. They're long streams, but they don't feel like it. I think that stream was like 6 hours long, guys. Didn't even feel like it. That's how much fun it was. Gotten a little better in the caravan since then? Of course you have. Now you put some practice into it. Time flies when you're having fun and you're around friends. No truer words have been spoken.
Baby, I know you told me that you're a settler and don't deny it. But maybe your mind is changing with me. Lately, I felt your heartbeats, it echoes in me.
So, hey guys, I wanted to run this by you guys, but this is going to pertain to the members of the channel. So, I was thinking in Discord, because I was looking, Discord has a thing called Stage, where it's an interactive like video streaming kind of service. It's like the voice channels, but I could do an interactive video thing. And I was thinking, as another benefit for the members of the channel, for those that are collectively struggling with a certain plane that I may have figured out, to be able to do like classroom stuff, like a one-on-one interactive teaching platform to teach how to operate a certain aspect. Like what inspired me was that Limp was having trouble with figuring out how to start the caravan, and I was thinking that something like that for the members to do, like that personal one-on-one tutorial on how to do things. Boy said that sounds brilliant. Yeah, and then I thought, well, I'll offer it as another benefit to those that support the channel, just a little bit extra. And everybody supports the channel when they subscribe, but there's the few of you guys that really that supported a little with on the financial end, being members, and just another membership benefit. I just have to, because I'm Discord dumb, I just have to figure it out how to do it. You know what I need? I need a guy that can handle managing how to set up my Discord. Holden. And it's I can't. And yeah, so I just have to figure out how to do it. So I love that idea. You probably have thought about this, but as the channel grows, you'll need to dial in on how scheduling will work. Yeah. I have a theory that needs to be tested, but the Moza might interact good with FS Copilot and can add another layer to the teaching. Oh, all right. Yeah, that actually might. Yeah, Holden, we're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna need you to go over to look at the Discord and figure things out, because man, I know it's a little rough around the edges. So the theory that FS Copilot, you think it'll interact with the Moza yokes at the same time? That's awesome. Yeah, a little birdie told me, Holden, that you might be the guy to talk to about cleaning up the Discord. Oh, we're already up around Tampa. Nice. Sitting here chilling and having fun, and how about that? Maybe you could feel the movement of the other person. That would certainly be something to experiment with, because then they could get the feel of what it's like to be in a flare and stuff like that. Lim said, I wouldn't think it really matters because to do for the pilot monitoring, she's disconnected. It is a yoke. Okay. I don't know. Lim's new name is Little Pretty. So how about Fat Bird with Lim? Oh, you guys. So does Cedar Key have a CTAF? I feel as though it doesn't. Like, I don't even have charts for it. I think we're going to be on Unicom for this one. $122.9. Yeah, I think, Billy, I think you might be onto something if it works. Plus, it's cool. Yeah, that would definitely be a cool factor. So, do you have you have the Moza? Because when I get mine, we could actually test it out. All right, so 122.9. Let's get that in there. And we can actually stay on that tank. I think we're gonna be able to stay on this tank until we land, and then I'll do a tank switch for pattern entry. He's got the most, but he doesn't have a mic. Oi. Yeah, so this is when I said we're going to go a little bit further out into the to Gulf. It's just to stay clear of the Tampa airspace. Because right now, we're actually under the Bravo shelf. Like if we were VFR, we could definitely be here, no problem. They said that's why I don't have a mic. He didn't prioritize a mic. He got everything else. We got to get you on Iveo at least, Billy, because I think Iveo you don't need your actual name. You have a little more anonymity with Iveo. I certainly do get why. 'Cause I've been a member of. I've had my VATSIM CID for probably close to a decade. It wasn't until 2020 that I started using it. That they don't require voice. Although, you know what? I still see a lot of people texting on VATSIM. I don't think they've implemented the voice only yet. But Iveo is definitely not changing that. They're going to keep their text. Very true. Very true. So then you need a mic. Holden says, some controllers say you aren't allowed to. I read that in the newer terms and conditions. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. If Billy doesn't get a mic by Christmas, I'm getting him a Christmas present. I know they want to do away with texting altogether. I think that's the ultimate plan. Is CTAF for the world and texting. Cancel. What is... I don't even have... Do we have information? King Bob, got a bolt. Nice stream. Cool series. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for sticking around. And hope to see you again. Hope to see you. Glad to have you. So what is... So we got a 2,300 foot runway. What is the elevation? We don't even have an airport chart. Airport elevation is... Oh, I hate being old. All I can see is 3 meters. What's 3 meters? Is that like 10 feet? Well, it says texting is good sometimes. Like if someone is struggling with an accent, I can understand that, but it does seem like the people that use text are the ones that don't pay attention. True. I mean, I tell you what I don't pay attention to is the text, so I don't really read them too much. Said 11 feet. Okay, so we're looking at a pattern entry of about 1,000 feet. Okay. Per the expensive GPS unit I have. Text as a backup. I could not imagine. So like yesterday's the first Sovereign stream when we took off, when we landed in Fort Lauderdale. I could not imagine doing all that I had to do in zero visibility with, the airplane giving me some problems and texting the ATC guy. I'd crash the plane. All right, almost there. We got bolts, then attack. And that should be to the airport. Yep. (1,019 feet) according to our fancy GPS system. 1,019 feet is the pattern altitude. But I mean, 1,000 feet, that's fine. I think what I'm going to do is, we're going to overfly the field. We're going to overfly midfield and then enter the pattern on to do a left-hand pattern. Put 122.9 on. Wave to all the beach goers. So apparently also Cedar Key is on the list for the $100 hamburger run. Apparently it's a place to fly to go get some things to eat. So we're doing our little $100 hamburger run here.
Trapped inside a fake reality. Better days will never come for me. Trapped inside a fake reality.
Yeah, it's so slow going. Yeah, we've had a headwind this whole flight. I took a little extra fuel on board. What is the reason for a $100 hamburger? Mostly why? So I don't know if they have the concept over in Europe, but in the United States, for the longest time, it was like they called it $100 hamburger, and what it was the GA pilot would just fly. Like, I'm going to fly today, and I'm going to go to. I'm going to hop in my plane and fly down to Wildwood, New Jersey, just to go to the airport diner. And a lot of airports that are on the $100 hamburger list are airports that have diners on the airport. And you would just fly there just to grab lunch and then fly home. It was just the purpose to fly. And the reason they called it a $100 hamburger was because when it first started, I guess it would cost like $100 for the fuel plus the hamburger. So it ended up being coining a phrase of a $100 hamburger run. But it became so popular that they actually published a booklet with a list of airports, kind of like a Zaggett's guide for airports with destinations for $100 hamburgers. But that was, now I'm sure it's no longer $100. It's probably a $400 hamburger run. But when the phrase started, that was the whole premise of it. So yeah, so there's a list of airports that are in the $100 hamburger list. So, like, no, health is not optional. I mean, I guess you could get a salad if you want it. But it's mostly, and it's not really, let's go get a burger. When it first started, it was go get a burger kind of thing. But now it's people fly to these airports to, grab lunch, grab dinner. And that's all they do. They land at the airport. They go to the diner or the restaurant that's right near the airport, have a dinner, hop back in their plane and fly home. Think about half the stuff I have in a plane is going to popular food places. That's right. The Michelin guide of GA flying. It's right. So, I'm going to fly 350 miles for a hamburger. America. That's all right. My brother and his buddy flew up to Rhode Island just to get lobsters. Yep. My brother and his buddy, they took a plane up to Providence and got 2 cases of lobsters, loaded the plane up, and flew back. That's all they went there for. The lobster. I've never had a New England lobster roll. Now we have a restaurant down in the Jersey Shore that does a pretty good lobster roll, but I've never actually had a real one. There's a place down the Jersey Shore. They make a lobster roll on a full-sized hoagie roll. It's something like 2 pounds of lobster. The sandwich costs like $115. I've never had it because it's $115 for a sandwich, but it's insane. It's a whole hoagie roll with lobster on it. I think that started with Elvis flying to Denver for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. right? He flew over. He would hop in his plane and fly just for because he liked the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, man, last year at Expo, we took the barge over to Newport and had my first lobster roll. Gosh, it was $50, but man, it was so good. It's Billy. It's a lobster dinner. It's like it's literally 2 lobster tails on a hoagie roll. But that's Jersey for you. Hang on, to get it posted in Discord. Cool. America, indeed. I love the fact that 150 years ago, they used to feed lobsters to prisoners because no one wanted the stuff. Right? They thought it was trash food. They thought it was trash food. Right? All about marketing, right? I was just waiting for your wife to send it to you. It's a picture on her phone. All right, cool. We'll check it out. All right, so let's switch to the left tank. Fuel pump on. Left on, right off. Boy, man, you'd want to get that right. Engine's still running. Yeah, if you got that wrong and accidentally shut both off, at this altitude, we're not getting started back up again. We're going into the drink. The sea is not Piper friendly. That would definitely be the end. Following the rules of this series, that would definitely be the end of it. It actually makes it a little kind of scary that we're over the water like this. Because if we were over to land, I could land it on a highway and still be within the series rules that we didn't torch it. But out here, oof. I think we're not going to talk about that. Because that would be the end of one of my most popular series on the channel. You'd have to research the cost of fishing a plane out of the ocean. Oh, we would definitely exceed our budget. Because not only would be fishing the plane out of the ocean, then it would be a full-on restoration. So Cedar Key, it's a little chain of islands off the coast of Florida. They are connected by a bridge. Start a new section on the Excel sheet for the insurance claim. There you go. All right, guys, just a reminder to those watching that we will not be, this series, we don't do replays because of the persistent model. Replays actually trash the plane. The replays in the sim are very hard on planes that have a persistent model. So because of we're keeping the ultimate realism, just a reminding that we won't be doing a replay. But those familiar with the channel know, or the series know. Just save the Garmin. As I'm sinking into the water, I'll pull it out of the dashboard. That Garmin was like almost $30,000. It was like, what, 26,000 installed? That Garmin cost more than the prop. Cost more than the prop and the new flap repair combined. Quick, where's my screwdriver? So I'll mount a screwdriver right here to the dashboard. What's that for? It's to save the Garmin. You take the panels as floats. Yep. Well, it'd be a long doggy paddle back to the shore, that's for sure. You just tip it, yep. All right, so yep, so my plan is I'm going to overfly the field, and then we're going to turn in and do a left-hand downwind into the pattern. And let's get it. So I have our line. We're going to put this in on 5 just to get better situational awareness. If you go into the drink on a weekend, there's about 80 to 100 fishing boats around you. Oh yeah, believe it up here? Oh yeah, we wouldn't be in the water very long. See, the scary thing would be to actually fly this to like Houston or something and do the whole thing over open water. ferry with a beluga. Yeah, you hook onto a beluga whale. Or float plane, right? That would be fun, though. Not much scenery to look at. We'd be looking at water the whole way, but that would certainly be a challenge. Cross the Gulf in a A2A Comanche with all the consequences in place. That would be a long stream. That would take us probably 6-7 hours. And we would be right at our max fuel for the flight. I don't even know if it's possible. Airbus cargo. Yes, a beluga. Now I get where you're going. My old brain did not clue in. The Guppy was the prop version of that, right? You could do it as a members only stream. It was 6 or 7 hours. It'll go by real quick. It's very, you do it. Members only across the Gulf in a single engine. Can we land on a carrier for refueling? Probably not. Well, maybe. There would definitely be a bunch of oil drilling platforms. I don't know if we could land on one of them. We do have a good boat add-on. We do. There's a couple boat add-ons. I'll change the can land to Mayland. Yes. You could always try. I do have a carrier add-on. I should try it. I'll make a shorts video of the attempt. You can do like Louisiana to Cozumel. I'm going to plot it out from Cedar Key to like Houston or one of those Texas coastal airports. All right. Let's descend down to 1500. right, lights can come on. And we're on the fullest tank. All right, we got a 2,300 feet of runway with a displaced threshold. Cedar Key traffic, Comanche 240 Mike, south of the field, overflying the field for a left-hand pattern entry for runway 05, Cedar Key. See, now that's A2A's, it has its own built-in turbulence, which apparently I can increase if I wanted to. They only have 3 employees that work at that airport. It's a very small airport. I actually watched some YouTube videos on the airport. And that is a small runway. That is a very small runway. Oy vey. Cedar Key traffic, 40 Mike, turning left, base, Cedar Key. All right, gear down. Put some power in. Cedar Key traffic, 40 Mike, left base, runway 05, Cedar Key. Too high. Come on, bring it down. Carpete out. Yeah, we overshot a little bit.
Five hundred.
Man, got a pretty good crosswind going. Oof. Oh. Took a hit on that. That was easily 300 plus. Ooh, that crosswind is rough. Right? I got hit with a gust and it just dropped right out from underneath me. Oh, wow. My engine died. That's not good. My engine just stopped. The winds, right, Billy? Holy cow. Well, I would have done the same thing because I was afraid to float the landing too much. Yeah, so I kicked the rudder and it just dropped. I don't know why my engine just quit though. That wind is rough. Look at that windsock. Yeah, I don't know why. But I think we should be all right with the. I see repairs in the near future. I don't know. I think the gear can handle it. So this is payware scenery for Cedar Key. This is by Pilots. I got it off of Orbix. Yeah, we'll take a look back. I'll look and see if there's any damage. There's more talking about the engine. I don't know why the engine quit. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it started. Should not have quit when it went to idle. Because I got a back taxi back down to this end to park. But yeah, that wind was something special. You might check the tire pressure. I might have to. Look at that windsock, guys. You guys have to fly in here. All right, let's see if we can get started back up again. Crack this throttle. I think our spark plugs are fouled up. I'm going to back taxi. You need a new profile? If you're flying the Comanche, I think SimCFI, I think that's the profile I have. Which I haven't used yet, but that's the one he uses. flare was insanely hard. This is a cool little airport. Really little airport. All right. Welcome to Cedar Key. This really is a neat little airport. So I wonder if so let's see here. No, I think we're good. You could set the idle. Interesting. I wonder if the idle needs to be set a little higher. He said, I need a new pro to try. Where did he post it? It's in his Discord. It's in his Discord, Billy. So, you have a great rest of your day, and we'll get back. Oh, my coffee. Hey, June 24th, Orbix. June 21st, Orbix gone? They're shutting down? Said, use the tug. Yep. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like the channel, and like what you see here. Oh, thanks for the shout out, guys. So hey, this is. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm gonna have the spark. I'm gonna have the mechanic here, if there is a mechanic here. I have to do some research. If there's a mechanic here, I'm gonna have him check the spark plugs for us. Yes. Got an email. Anything we bought from Orbix transfers to Contrail, etc. Oh wow, I have to check it out because I'm a longtime user of Orbix. That's insane. And good to know. I haven't checked my emails today. All right, guys. So, Flight 8 in the books. Billy flew along with us. What is that? Is a odd-looking Comanche, Billy. Odd-looking Comanche. But yep, but Billy, the profile I'll post it in the Discord because I actually downloaded it. So, and yeah, on to the next one, guys. This was another fun one in the books. I had a great time doing this, and it was great to have you guys all along for the ride. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Lots more to come. Almost to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and that'll be a long haul time, as it is the tradition for milestones. So, all right. I want to thank all the members of the channel, all the subscribers we have, and each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on to the next one. I'm Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John, and we'll see you. Oh, and one last thing. I will be on vacation next week, so there will be no streams, but there will probably be some videos dropped for the channel, some adventure videos, DC6, that sort of thing. So, all right, guys. See ya.